Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen here and dive in. Can you see that okay, Corey? You're at the top here. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, okay. All right. So I want to dive into kind of some basics today. It's kind of how I've driven my business the past 6.5 years. I really have just kind of kept things simple, straightforward, and every single month I break it down into Success Club, which in turn breaks down into volume growth as well, business growth, etc. So I am going to talk about, how I use Success Club to create consistency and growth. My name is Dana. I've been coaching, like I said, for 6.5 years. I was a full-time dental hygienist when I started coaching. About 2 years in, 3 years in. 3 years in, I transitioned to full-time coaching, and just recently, the past year and a half, I've also been personal training at the gym in town. So I kind of do a combination of both now, which I really like, just being able to help people in different avenues, different ways, because everybody does just need something a little bit different. And have a few accolades just with rank and a premier team in 2021, and I'm an SC10 legend. Now I'm going to go into present mode here. It'll let me. There we go. Oh no. Technology. It's always a bugger. Basically, I was going to dive into my story next, so I'll start talking about my story. When I started coaching, obviously full-time dental hygienist, I was working my business very much in pockets of time. I've grown so much. It's crazy to think how much I've grown since that first day I started with Beachbody to now, just with personal growth, new routines, new healthy lifestyle shifts, the mindset, all of that has been just progressively growing month after month and year after year. And it's kind of cool to look back each year as you progress in your journey, how that can shift and how you can grow. And when I started with Beachbody itself, I truly didn't think that I was going to even finish my 21-day fix extreme. I had no faith that I was going to make it through 21 days straight. And after finishing those 21 days, I felt amazing. And I also knew that there was likely so many other people out there that even I knew locally and personally that would benefit from something like this. So I kind of started looking into coaching. My coach, Brooke, actually got me into a sneak peek, and I was still very skeptical, but the more I learned about it, the more that I just had this desire to dive into it. And that's where I started, and it's grown since there. It would have been in 2018. I kind of made a shift in my business. We found out that we were expecting twins. So I really had this desire to not have to rush back to work, because with my first, I actually went back to work early, and that first mat leave was very difficult on us. So I really wanted to be able to just enjoy that mat leave more so and spend more time with my kids. So that was kind of the driving force in leveling up in my business a little bit. I pushed myself each month to not hit just Success Club 5, but I made SC10 my baseline goal, my kind of non-negotiable. And I started tracking my business more and treating it like a business. So I'd make weekly goals, monthly goals, quarterly goals, etc., and then break that down into what I needed to do each week and each day to then hit said goals. And yeah, that's kind of where I seen a huge shift in my business, was when I started doing that. And just helping the additional 2 more people each month at minimum really helped my business growth long term. And within those couple years, the income itself expanded, the team expanded, and yeah, it was kind of that shifting point where I seen that I could potentially do this full time, and yeah, dive into that. So here I am now. Obviously there's no husband in the picture here, so I have gone through a life change the past 6 months, which has been another shift in my life. But yeah, here we are now. And honestly, I've just kept, my business has always been a part of me that lifts me up, that inspires me, and helping other people has been a huge point through many different phases in my life. Because even after the twins, it wasn't always easy to show up and work for on my business because I was exhausted, but it always left me feeling energized and fulfilled after the fact. So yeah, that's kind of a glimpse into my story. But let's dive into Success Club. So Success Club is something I have hit every month besides 1 month. And I will remember that month forever. But not saying, like, if you haven't hit Success Club this past month, say, or whatever that might look like, that can totally shift around, and your mindset behind Success Club can shift around, and utilizing it, not necessarily just looking at it as points, but these are lives that you're helping. This is also bringing somebody into your business, into your network, and you're creating retention with your customers and helping them stay consistent with their journey. So it's not just about those 2 points or those 3 points, whatever that might look like, but it's more so about expanding your network, expanding your business. And that's kind of how I look at Success Club myself. And to earn it, right now, we have this awesome extra Success Club point for the Bod and Body Total Solution Pack. So if you haven't been utilizing that, make sure to dive into that, because that saves people a crap load of money on their body subscription. Then obviously the 2 points for the regular Total Solution Packs, Shakio, triple box bars, and single point for the 90 PV order or Bike Studio right now. I think that's only in the States though for the Bike Studio. So having this graphic on the left, like, it's very common that I get asked, what do I need to do to hit Success Club from coaches, from members in my team. And this graphic I've had saved in my phone for like months. I transferred it from my old phone to my new phone. Just have it handy for yourself, for your team. Have it handy, because it is just a baseline for a business, and knowing how to hit Success Club is important in that aspect. So you can hit Success Club 5 or you can hit Success Club 10, and there's different benefits to both. So both can qualify you for free leads if you're a diamond coach and above. Free leads are customers or coaches that you get for free from Beachbody. And I cannot tell you how many free customers and leads are in my primary business center, my first business center, that are just leads. Like, the bulk of them in that business center are all free leads. And that's just from consistently hitting Success Club over the years. And Success Club 10 qualifies you for the Success Club leads. So these are leads that have purchased like a challenge pack or a total solution pack or a Shakeology HD order. So they've made a pretty big investment, and they're usually, I find, more responsive to my messages too, because they're wanting to dive in. they're wanting to, yeah, get started with whatever they purchase. They have a bit more skin in the game, I feel. So they're like more receptive to us coaches reaching out to them. Business perks. So there's obviously Beachbody benefits to Hitting Success Club, or body perks. I did actually write that properly in my presentation. Prizes throughout the year. Next year, I'm pretty excited about. They're actually doing like a cash payout. I think it's like $1,000 for Hitting Success Club for 12 months straight. So this is like a lot of excitement happening this next coming year. Obviously, we have prizes right now we can qualify for, Success Club trip qualification. And once you're qualified for the trip and registered, then those Success Club points become your Success Club dollars, or the dollars put towards the trip. And besides my very first year as a coach, I've never had to pay for that trip, because I've always had that Success Club points to simply just pay out that trip. So then it becomes that free trip that we earn, right? And I think once you're registered for that trip, it did also motivate me to like make sure I was hitting Success Club and hitting those numbers. So I was making those quarterly payments on that trip, that it just balanced out and the trip was 100% free. So use that, like use what you can to motivate yourself. Sometimes being our own business owners, we have to kind of motivate ourselves, or find those intrinsic things that are going to give you that little extra push each and every month. Because not every month is going to feel easy. Some months feel tougher Hitting Success Club. Some months don't have as much momentum. But sometimes in those months, we just have to get a little bit more creative with ideas, or how we're messaging people. Like, is what we're putting out there working, or is it not working? Do I need to like make up a new group that is different and has different perks and is, you know, something fresh and new, and then I can start talking about that for like a week and a half down the road. Sometimes we just have to get a little bit creative in those months that it does feel tougher. Free lead requirement, that's for customers and coaches, Success Club All-Star and Legend status, and the new prize payouts. So as a business owner and builder, like honestly, the accolades from Body are kind of the icing on the cake in my mind. Some of them motivate me, some of them don't. And just knowing that myself, I just know that. But I always approach it as a business mindset. Like, if I'm hitting Success Club every single month, that means that I'm helping new people every single month, or that I'm gaining retention every single month by helping people with their renewals, or helping, you know, customers. Maybe it's been 6 months, because we can only get points on customers every 6 months. Maybe it's helping them get a new total solution bundle, a completion one, or, you know, some additional products that they want for their new program they're starting. So it's really, for me, it's thinking of it as building a consistent business and always having growth, and while also retaining the people that you have and helping them the best that you can. So it does create that growth long term, and taking the numbers out of it, taking that, because I know so a lot of us can get fixated on, I need to hit SC5, I need to hit SC10, and it becomes almost a numbers mindset. But if you're thinking of it as, okay, this is my business, like I want to see some growth this month, next month, the next year, then think of it as that, and helping people each month is going to be doing that. I have one child in here now. Okay, volume. So I also don't want to underestimate the value of volume, because volume is something that I also focus on, especially as you build a team. It should be something that you're watching closely, because it does create passive income. that isn't based off of commissions, that isn't based off of what you do necessarily each month. This is volume that's just creating below you from your team and from your PCs. So yeah, basically it is important to look at both. But I do find that on my big months with Success Club, oh, thank you. My big months with Success Club, my volume's higher within the whole team because I have my second business center. And if my volume is higher in my second business center, then that means that I've helped more people because I generally put all my new orders through my second business center. So just, they do pair back and forth. And if volume is low within the team, often it's because there's not retention in the team, or the team itself isn't, bringing in new people every single month. So then it comes back to basics, and it goes back to hitting Success Club, helping 3+ people every single month, and just almost taking the fluff work out of it and just focusing on the things that can move your business forward. I know that we do have a lot of different things that we think that we have to do as coaches. We can have our checklist that's just massive, and it's but realistically, there's only a few things. If you could narrow it down to 1 or 2 things that are going to move your business forward, what would it be? For me, when I think of that, I think of inviting, and I think of conversations and creating legitimate conversations with new people, but as well as with everybody who's already within my team. And that's where that retention comes in. So how I hit SC10 every single month so I started hitting SC10, it would have been 4 years ago. 4 years ago. I was pregnant with the twins. That's when I had this big, I was going for it. I was gonna be a full-time coach. That was my goal. And that's when I made, hey, you guys have to be quiet, okay? Can you go color with Sissy? So that's when I made the bit of the shift, and I basically looked at what I had been doing. So I had been hitting SC5 since I started coaching. And I knew I wanted to grow faster. So I knew that I had to help more people every single month and help people do this with me and build this business with me. So at that point, I basically switched my mindset to that SC10 was my non-negotiable. And was it easy at first? Definitely not. Because prior to that, I was this kind of shooting for SC5, and that was my bare minimum. You guys go play with Sissy. Sorry, guys. They need to color right beside me. So yeah, I made that shift, and sorry, just give me a second. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have kids sitting on me here. But yeah, I made that switch, and those first few months were definitely not easy. And it took a lot of planning and a lot of, yeah, just, it was a total mindset shift. And I really did have to grind the first few months to make that my new normal. But once I did it, you know, a few months, I started realizing that I could do it. And you start to kind of build that belief, like you start to believe that you can do this and that you can, you know, help more people each month. And once that belief starts to come, which you're kind of just proving to yourself that you can do it, then it kind of became second nature for me to then hit it. I knew that I could do it every single month. It was just a matter of making sure that I was doing the actions to then hit it. So I always start with my renewals every single month. So if you're a new coach, you're eventually going to have renewals coming in. So those will be coming in, say if you're brand new right now, these renewals are going to be coming in next year at this time. And you can actually check your renewals in your back office. You can go to the reports tab, click on subscription orders, and then you'll see that all of these subscription options come up. Like there's one for pretty much everything there, and just drag BOD into the active subscriptions box. And for some reason, all my ones that are always coming up always come up on like the last page. So I always go to the last page and I write those people down and I message each of them individually to upgrade with a total solution pack. Obviously, right now we have our personalized promo codes. So it's really only like a $20 difference right now to upgrade with a bundle. So everybody's actually been like super receptive and appreciative of the messages, and basically just letting them know that they do get a lot more money for, or a lot for more bang for their buck by upgrading that route. Then each month I always have 2 dates that I'm inviting to. So I have a new coach training, and I'll also have a new group start date. So I split it up. So I always like to have like at least 10 days, like if not 14 days, to kind of talk about something and promote it, whether that's my focus point is all on coaching for those 2 weeks and leading up to that new coach info call, or if it's leading up to a new group start date. So I like to kind of have a couple weeks to work with that and really talk about it, I guess, right? And that also gives you time to message people and then lead into a follow-up, which could be like, you know, 5 days later or a week later. And it's not quite as rushed as I know. Like some months I'm like, oh, I'm really behind the game here, and I like haven't left myself enough time to talk about the new group. Then it's like rushed, and I feel like I just can't have the conversations that I want to. And yeah, it's just not as effective as having that time beforehand. And then obviously follow-ups and re-invites. So follow-ups, what I do is people that have had like lots of conversations with, or that we've had good conversations with, or they've said like, not right now. I actually just have like a Google Docs spreadsheet set up, and I just track them within there. And when I want to go in and follow up for a new group, that's where I go, and I just highlight them. If they have purchased, then I just highlight them. That's also where I track people interested in coaching, because sometimes people can just slip through the cracks, and I know my memory is terrible, so I'll completely forget about them if I don't write their name down somewhere. And then all of a sudden it's been like 3 months, and it's like, whoa, I was going to message so-and-so, and this new coach info group was coming up, or when this new group was coming up and you've totally forgot about them. So the things I focus on each month, this definitely likely goes in order to inviting, connecting, and sharing. For me, it is definitely a bit of a flow, because if I'm not sharing my journey, then I'm not having the conversations and the interactions and connecting as well. And then the invites don't feel as easy, or as it doesn't feel like they flow as well. But if I am sharing my journey, I'm on my stories lots, I'm getting my posts up, and I have lots of, conversations going on throughout the month, then that flow just comes into, like, the sharing flows into the connecting, which flows into it naturally turning into an invite once a new group comes up, or a new coach info group comes up, whatever that looks like for each person. And I usually invite from people who have supported my posts and people who are on my stories or polls. And I always start on Instagram, and then I switch to Facebook. I still do both, because I still have customers coming from Facebook, and it's kind of like a different, I wouldn't even say more local crew, but like people I'm closer with, I'd say, on Facebook. And sometimes they've just been following along for quite a while, and then all of a sudden they see that you have a group coming up and they're interested in it. So I just still share both to Instagram and Facebook. And then I find that I have lots of connecting to do between both those posts and those stories. And sometimes on Instagram, I'll get like 0 traction. And then all of a sudden on Facebook, it's like, I've had all this traction on a post. So I don't know, it just gives me a bit more to work from, I guess, having both of the platforms to use. Okay. And who are these people? So once again, that retention thing, current and past customers. I was actually just doing this last night. I went into my back office and I was looking at renewals. I was like going through November renewals, but then I started seeing like renewals that are coming up, a couple months down the road. And I was like, oh, I should message them, because they would likely like this autumn body block coming up, this 80-day body block. And oh, they might like that, the Megan's new program in December. So it kind of just gets the wheels thinking. And just like, I do send out emails, but I'm not a huge email person myself. Like, I rarely open my emails. So I usually like sending just like a private message, whether that's text or on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever that is, however I've interacted with that customer in the past. And sometimes it's just simply like checking in. And sometimes it's direct, and it's like, hey, I think you'd like this new program, this new workout coming out. Like, let's dive into it. And so new customers, PCs, or leads. So these always stem from having genuine conversations with people that have eventually led into an invite. And I say genuine because honestly, on Instagram like drives me crazy some days. Honestly, I like go on there. I'm like, I just don't want to talk to this random person that's trying to send me a message about this stuff that I'm not interested in, that I've literally never talked to this person in my life before. And so I'm very much like, how would I want to be interacted with? And usually it's, I have something in common with this person, and we've chit-chatted back and forth, whether that's like commenting on each other's stories, supporting each other's stories, and I kind of know a bit more about them. And there's obviously been a little bit of groundwork before it leads into an invite. And then obviously, just because you invite doesn't always mean that they're going to be ready right away. So sometimes it is like that 6 months later where they're ready to do that program with you. And then new coaches. So this can be people who have just reached out to you or you've reached out to for the business aspect. Because I do have some people who aren't interested per se in working out at home, but they are interested in the business end of things. So that's why I do like to share a lot about the business side of things and like the body aspect. Personal training now for me has been a little bit of a transition just because I am helping people at the gym as well as at home. So I do share a lot of both, and I just know that people need to be helped in different ways. But I also have people interested in how am I running this business while personal training, and if they could do that too type thing. And also converting customers / challengers to coaches. Those are the lifers, you guys. Those are the people that are doing exactly what you're doing, and they can naturally share this business and share this community quite easily because they're super excited about it like you have been. So where I connect virtually with people. So like I said, I don't have the desire or patience for small talk BS. So I treat my conversations the same way. You guys, quiet. And I find people that have something similar to me that I can connect with. I'm just gonna sneak to my bedroom. So I find something that people like that we have in common, whether that's something as simple as we have kids, something as simple as we both like the same store, whatever that looks like. And I really like going to like small shop posts, like small shops that I like or pages that I really like. And I look at their most recent post or a post that I like, and then I kind of scroll through who has also liked that post. And that's where I'll follow new people. And it obviously doesn't just end there. Then you have to kind of interact, you have to comment. I try to get on their stories. I try to get them on my stories so I can easily talk to them. And once they get into my stories, that's like my main goal, because then they start to see me. They see if they connect with me, and we can converse back and forth quite easily from there. Now, in person or closer friends / fam, coworkers, this is ultimately where I started. Like, and likely the first couple years of my business was all like people that I already kind of knew, right? I wasn't on Instagram at the time, so it was just like, yeah, people that I knew. And how, like, basically they started seeing what I was doing. I was sharing my journey on social media, but also I was talking about it at work, or I was talking about it when I went for dinner. Like like a friend would ask, like, what are you doing? Like, what exactly, like, how are the workouts? Like, and they can see your excitement is the thing. And they start to see the glow. They start to see you shifting, like making lifestyle shifts that are working. And yeah, I think they can see your energy has shifted, and that it's easier for them to actually experience that, I find, versus a stranger on social media who's just getting to know you. Then it takes time, right? You have to build that connection first of all. So when I first started, I made a list of like, I don't know if it was like 100 people, but it was people that I thought would benefit from what I was doing. And these names came from my social media. They came from just people that I knew. And I still do this to this day. I kind of ask myself, like, who would benefit from this right now? Who do I think, could really use something from home right now, from this community, maybe from this business? Like, who? Just kind of ask yourself. Every single month you can sit down and ask yourself that, and make a list and have that list to work from. As for what I share, I focus on sharing how this has changed my life, how it works for me, why I love it, how I feel, and how I've grown. Um, I try not to focus as much on the what, like the like blasting my stories with Beachbody stuff, because ultimately I can send them like the little sneak peek video of Beachbody on Demand. Like we all have that promo video that we can send out. And I do like take screen recordings of my groups, of the platform, and I sneak those in every now and then. I do like to think of it as like, I like to think that not everybody knows what Beachbody is or is now, because some people might have tried it 6 years ago, and I know how much it has changed in 6 years. Like that was DVD style 6 years ago. Our platform is 100% different now. So knowing that and just sharing that, and but then also relating it back to why it excites me and why it works for me. So that's going to be unique to you. And like, I know I dive a lot into the meditations, recovery stuff right now, because I am training at the gym more, and I'm in full-time curling season right now. So I'm super busy, but those meditations I use all the time. And I also use the yoga sessions and the body yoga flexibility sessions all the time right now. Once curling season's over, then that's going to shift, but just sharing how it works for you, it's going to be different for everybody, right? So, and you'll start to connect with those that also see that it's going to work for them too. And then I'll always share new start dates, monthly promos with that 2-week marketing plan. And also how becoming a coach definitely changed kind of the path I was on, my dedication to my wellness journey, as well as just the growth aspect, the growth mindset. I definitely never thought that I would be a successful coach when I started. And I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. I didn't have that inner belief. And it truly came from taking action, doing the things that scared me, like inviting it still makes me a little anxious. Like it does, but I lead with the mindset that this could potentially change somebody's life like it did mine. And how do I know that they wouldn't benefit from this right now? Like, I don't know, like I can't prejudge somebody, right? So leading with that mindset and just choosing, just not prejudging somebody, I think is a huge one, because we don't really know if somebody's really struggling to get to the gym right now, and that might be completely draining them right now, trying to get there, trying to get to classes. That was me for like the years before starting Beachbody. It was. And yeah, nobody would have known that because I was just doing my thing, right? But yeah, if I would have been approached and been like there's this awesome opportunity, like you can work out from home on your own schedule, and there's this virtual community that helps you stay accountable, because I did kind of think I was just doing this on my own when I started, and obviously I realized right away that I wasn't. But yeah, it's just getting into that community and helping people find that support system. Final tips. So you already have what it takes. I love that saying, because sometimes we can get in our own heads. Like I get in my head some weeks when you're just like struggling to get in your groove. And it's a good reminder that you already have what it takes. The trainings, all of that aspect, you guys, just taking action, talking to people, sharing your own journey, inviting people to do this with you every single month. Focus on those 3 things. Everything else, like I feel like lots of times we get stuck in the, oh, I need to make a reel, I need to do this, I need to do that. And some days I get like that and I'm like, no, like I actually haven't talked to anybody like in the past couple days. Like I actually need to get into my DMs and like have some conversations with people. And then if I have time, I can go make a reel and do this and do that. but like, I'm more concerned with how my challengers are doing and diving, like making sure that you're serving who you already have, as well as, yeah, talking to people, having those genuine conversations. And then, you know what, if you have time, then get up that extra stuff on social media and do all that after the fact. But gaining clarity with your goals, that was a huge one for me when I shifted, to wanting to do coaching full time. And obviously I'm not 100% coaching full time now. I'm doing personal training too, but I really gained clarity in where I was going with this business and what I wanted my work-life balance to look like. And that's what I started working towards. And you know what, if you don't want to be a full-time coach, that's totally cool. But gain clarity with your goal in this business and start doing the daily actions that are going to align with that. Setting weekly and monthly goals, like I said earlier, that was a game changer for me. And it really helped me just focus on the task at hand and not get overwhelmed with my big goals. Have the conversations, send the invites out, make Success Club a non-negotiable in your business, you guys. It will 100% create consistent growth long-term. And aim to hit it early. Set your invite dates to align with that. So sometimes I'll set my challenge group dates to start on like the 12th of the month or like something like that, like not the first of the month. Yeah. There you go. To start on like the 12th of the month or like a few days into the month. So then I can actually hit Success Club early. And the rest of the month, I'll do like a last call, say like the week after the group starts, I do like last call, like last chance to get in. And then you can switch to talking about coaching, inviting to coaching. So set your dates. You can be a little proactive with setting those start dates for your invites. Make note of monthly launches and utilize them to your advantage. And keep going until the month ends. Like I used to like that, oh, I'm going to save so-and-so until next month because I really just like, I need to hit SC5 and I'm going to use them next month. I totally tossed that scarcity mindset a long time ago, and it did nothing but benefit my business, because in what other business would you not help somebody or not like build your business within that month to hit like say like lots of businesses have monthly quotas or monthly goals, and like what other business would you save somebody for next month? None. Like I don't know any other business, right? So having that abundance mindset, you guys, there's so many people out there that can benefit from this community, from this business. And when you open that up and expand that mindset, you'll see how just treating each month as a month and working right until the end of that month. And then the next month is a fresh slate. You can restart and reset and align your actions with the goals then. Okay, I am done with the presentation. I'm going to come out here and answer any questions. Oh, how do I get out of here? I'm so not techie. There we go. Awesome. I'm going to go in through the chat here. If anybody has any questions they want to ask me, you can unmute yourself too. What a great photo in time that was. Yeah.
I'm just trying to find some graphics with the price comparison. Is there some on the coach office or in the Success Clubbers page or something? Like to send to renewal, like people that are renewing?
Yeah, I can add some in the page here after our chat. I have a couple that some are like recent ones with the bod and body, and then some are like some older ones that I have that do the comparison. And yeah, I can pop them in the page today. what I usually do for my renewals is I kind of send them a little blurb that like, oh, your renewal's coming up on the 10th. I just wanted to let you know. I don't know if you see, like lately I've been saying, I don't know if you've seen the price increase for Beachbody On Demand, but it has gone up. So basically, if you do a total solution bundle, you get a lot more bang for your buck, and it's only an extra $20. I have a promo code you can use. And then at the end of that, I attach, like, I've been attaching the Lift More graphic of those bundles. And just because that one's the 162, it comes down to 162. And I've been attaching that graphic or the XP Sweat and Sculpt. Like some people I'll attach both of those graphics and kind of let them look at both. And I just kind of change that dependent on who I'm talking to. What like, if I know one of my clients is totally into lifting, I'm obviously just sending them the Lift More graphic. So I can attach them in the group though, so you have them. How do you qualify for the Success Club trips? It's all based off of Success Club points. So at the end of the year, I believe that, the end of the year is the cutoff, and then they send out the invites in like January, February. And then as those initial invites go out, and like obviously as some people will decline their invite, invites do continue to go out throughout the whole year. So sometimes you can get an invite to the trip and it's like September. And, if you've had really good Success Club points that whole year, that's going to, like, your trip all those will convert into dollars for that trip. So yeah. And there is like a new coach invite option where like the top, I don't know if it's the top 100 or 200 new coaches get invited too. And it's all based off of Success Club points again. Okay, quit talking like a gremlin. My twins like talk to each other in this creepy gremlin voice. It's super creepy. Oh yes, you do have to opt into that though. Now. Yeah, with Second Business Center is pretty amazing. Like once you hit 2-star, you get to open up your Second Business Center, and basically any orders that you put through that business center, all the SC points come up to your primary business center. And then you can build volume through that Second Business Center, because our corporate mentors will help you strategically place that business center so that you're going to cycle more volume. And so once you have that placed, then Success Club points all come up to your main business center. All right. Awesome. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for popping on, guys. I know like I'm 6.5 years in, but like Success Club is still just a focus point. And when we keep our business simple and like I just have that same like mindset and same kind of monthly setup, it keeps your business simple, and you can do the basic things to continually grow, continually expand. And yeah, let's all lock in Success Club this month, because let's get that board full this month. It's November. We have Black Friday coming up. We have all sorts of deals this month. And obviously lots of excitement with Megan's new program coming out, Autumn's Body Block. We have lots to work with this month and lots of excitement to come. Like year end and into the new year. So let's have a good rest of the day, and thanks for putting up with my kiddos. They actually did pretty good considering. Usually they're a lot worse than that. Okay, we'll see you guys.